Hi, I'm Lynda Henderson. I'm doing my oral presentation of the culture of Latin America with the subculture of Brazil. If you'll take your handout, I will first acknowledge the sources. I got off of the Ashland website, library website, and the internet, and I interviewed a young lady from Brazil who has been here in the United States for about 10 years. According to Wikipedia, Brazil is the largest country of South America. Primarily they speak Portuguese. The rest of Latin America speaks Spanish. The government is also known as the Presidential Federal Republic, which is similar to the United States government. They have an executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government. The government believes that everyone has a right to health care in Brazil. However, this is not realistic. Unless you're independently wealthy or have insurance, there's very little health care that the government provides. The two frameworks of Geiger and David Hauser I am going to discuss are the biologic variations and the environmental control. According to Wikipedia, 48% of Brazilians' population are white, 43% are brown or merino, 6.8% are black, 0.6% are yellow or Asian, and 0.3% are Amerindian, which are the natives. To better clarify, the merino races are just over the centuries the different cultures that have intermarried and have combined to become this merino race. Go ahead and turn to page 2. According to my Brazilian source, her immediate family had no real serious chronic conditions except for high cholesterol and high hypertension. The elderly are cared for in the home by family members. My source says there are no nursing homes in Brazil. The ill also are cared for by the family at home. There are several diseases that are prevalent in Brazil, especially among the lower socioeconomic levels of the population. The first I'm going to discuss is HIV/AIDS. According to the film Women of Latin America series, AIDS among young women are on the uprise due to unsafe sexual practices due to prostitution. Of course, the young men also are at very high risk of this. There is a strong need for nursing teaching in this area. Just need to direct these young people to the various centers around Brazil, and possibly getting some information from international sources on AIDS for these people. Tuberculosis is another great concern for Brazilians. Due to the increase in the HIV, they've seen an increase in the tuberculosis. According to a study that was done, TB rise among nursing professionals in Brazil article. They did a study and showed that a lot of these Brazilian nurses are at great risk for developing tuberculosis. Go ahead and turn to page 3. Leprosy is another disease. I read an article called Helping a Man with Leprosy, which was an article in the Journal of Nursing of Terminology. This disease is also known as Hansen's disease. Brazil has the second largest population of people with leprosy next to India. The nursing implications include the body image areas and wound care. This disease attacks the muscles and the nerves, and they have open sores, open wounds, and they said the main thing is to encourage these people to continue on with their polychemotherapy. The next disease I'm going to discuss is COPD, which is the 6th leading cause of death in Brazil. It happens as a result of burning sugarcane. They burn the sugarcane leaves. They burn these leaves in order to produce sugar alcohol, which is one of their main exports from Brazil. The particles in the air are breathed in by children and others, and there is a high incidence of hospitalization among the young and, of course, the frail and the old. Nursing implications here would be to wear the proper breathing apparatuses when around in the area, stay inside, keep the children away, and, of course, provide access for health care. Try to find some kind of resource for these people to see a doctor to get their breathing medicines and what have you. The second section of the biological framework, I'll be discussing the foods of Brazil briefly. My source related that she and her family ate rice and beans for every meal, is what she said. And they eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and soups, beans and rice and potatoes. They eat all meats, including beef, chicken, and pork. Brazil is a main exporter of beef for around the world. From what I hear from her and from what I've read, they actually do have a pretty healthy diet. The second framework I would like to discuss is environmental control. I'll be discussing how Brazilians feel about fate or luck, how that influences the events of their life. And you can go and turn to the next page. I did discuss with my Brazilian source how she felt about this, and she said that she really didn't believe in it, but knows that it exists. There are many cultures out there that do it in this community or in this country. Normally the poor or the lower socioeconomical population live in the rural areas away from the coastal cities, which is more of the touristy areas. Most of them rely on their local pharmacy for health care. This is where they go to get their home remedies. And like I said, it's the only place they have to go. A lot of them don't have hospitals or clinics or anything. The government is so underfunded that there just aren't any resources for them. Many seek priestesses from the Afro-Brazilian religion, Candomblé, hopefully I pronounced that right, which is centered in Salvador Bahia, which is the place where my friend from Brazil is from. These mostly are women called priestesses, use spiritual deities to heal people. My source said that when she was a young child, she was very ill. Her mother took her to one of these healers, and the elderly woman prayed over the water, then dipped leaves into the water, and said she began hitting her with them. And she said as soon as the leaves hit her, the leaves died. So she said that it did work. She does believe that it exists, but she says that she doesn't like to participate in this practice. in conclusion, my research has shown me different people around the world have different ways of handling the same things that happen here in the United States. A little bit unorthodox from what we believe. However, these cultures have been around for centuries. I really enjoyed doing this research,